Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our post-game women's volleyball press conference with head coach Tyler Hildebrand, Natalie Glenn, and Zayna Meyer. We will start the press conference with an opening statement from Coach Tyler, then we'll open it up to questions from the media.
Thanks, Lindy. Well, we, obviously 3 very close sets and overtime in the second. And that's kind of been the story of the year. We can get down a little bit, not get too rattled, and come back and fight and make plays. And I was really proud of Natalie tonight because she made plays at the end of the game with ace in set 1, a really important D. And she hadn't been set in a while just because it didn't work out or whatever. And then she came on a D and crushed it in overtime. So I was proud of that. And then she lit it up in the third. So I thought I think Zayna's put about 3 or 4 matches in a row that are as good as any setter right now. So she did another good job. We're going to keep working on some blocking. But we didn't block very good tonight. We tried to make some adjustments, and we weren't able to very well, but we finally did in the third a little bit. What I told the team after the match was that we've been in so many close matches and so many. This is like almost 2 seasons worth. If you look at the amount of deuce games and 5-setters and down and having to come back. So I think that's going to be something that every time you put yourself in that position, you get a little more experience. And the fact that I think we've won a lot of the close ones means that, we should be building confidence. Confidence comes from winning, not the other way around. And I think we've won a lot of close sets and close matches. The last thing that I think is a big deal, I'm not sure if this is 100% accurate, but, number 4, I don't know if you guys remember, but she had a career high against us last time. She had 31 kills, and she's a great player. So I said, we should take that. We should respect her and respect their program and everything, but we should take it personal that someone has a career high on us. And so we want to shut her down, and it looks like she hit almost 0 tonight. So I was really proud of our team for doing that too.
Question for Tyler. This match went back and forth really throughout the night, but also UC San Diego had the advantage earlier on in definitely the first 2 sets, and you guys had to come back in those sets, and you used relatively early timeouts to kind of change the tide. What was said, or what do you think just worked out of those timeouts that kind of changed the momentum?
I never remember what I say in timeouts, but nothing really that I said. For us when we play, like I said, confidence comes from winning, not the other way around. And so I think our team is learning how to play and how to play with some confidence. And it's not easy when you get together, and you got to keep going. But we're winning enough now that I think that you see us play confidently. Like tonight, we played confidently in the third, and we played confidently in the second half of the first 2 sets. So. That's the path. My son, right now my son's 5 and he goes to preschool, and the one note that he has is they're like, hey, he's not confident. And so I'm explaining to him, you're not either confident or not confident. Confident is a journey, and there's a growth, and it's not linear. And sometimes you feel confident, and then you have to deal with some nerves and deal with that. And you go back and forth and back and forth. And so I think that's the change, is that we're able to, when we're down a little bit, like we were in the first 2 sets, let go of a little bit of tentativeness or nerves and just push, because we know. And then that's part of confidence too, is just letting go and going. And sometimes it's easier to do that when you're behind. We had a 17-12 lead in the third, and sometimes it's hard to keep that because it's hard to stay on top. So don't mean to get into sports psychology or anything, but I think that's what it was. Wasn't the timeouts.
For Natalie, serves from the service line, jump spin serves have just been getting better and better. What do you think has worked for you to kind of get to what we saw tonight, those 3 service aces and big ones at that?
Lately I think I've been struggling with my jump serve, and I was talking to Tyler and Kim about it, and yesterday during practice, Tyler and we made an adjustment for me to serve on the right side instead of the left side, because I'm better at adjusting on the right side, and that's where I'm attacking. So I think that has made it easier for me instead of trying to go across my body. So I think just having green light tosses and going and getting it is a lot easier on that side.
And her misses were just a little long, so, I mean, that's a good sign when you're jump serving, putting a good wrap on it, and it was just, a hair long, so.
One challenge made it in as well. So,
the girls are usually a little more confident for me on that. They were kind of like, I think it's in, and so we just went for it. It was worth it. We thought at 16, or I thought at 16-19, because if she makes it, it can get us back. If we get it, we can get back in the match. If we give it up, then we're down 16-19. That's a little bit harder. So.
For Zayna, kind of tough physically tonight. Ran into some boards.
Twice. One right by you.
Yeah, said hi for a little bit. But, hey, how does it feel? Well, first of all, one was a point win, one was a point loss. Yeah. Did the pain kind of fluctuate between the wins and losses of points?
A little bit. I was really frustrated that first ball was not up, especially because it was like kind of hurt a little bit. So I was like, are you kidding me? Like I just did that for nothing. But the second one made me feel a little better because we got the point, obviously. But yeah, I just feel like everyone on our team like wants or has that grit to like go for those balls, and I feel like we just like show respect to one another by like going full effort for everything.
For you also, just being able to connect with middles, there was a little bit of a difference tonight. Seeing UC San Diego, they've been struggling connecting with their middles, and you've been kind of gaining that connection throughout the season. What has kind of worked for you between you and then Callie Schwarzenbach and Cameron Bacon?
For sure. I would just say having that trust with one another and having that trust for my middles and using them at any period of time, like not just early in the set, like being able to trust them like late in the set, because I think a lot of setters like kind of veer away from them as it goes on, but just having that trust with one another and saying if there's like an error, saying like Callie will always say I want the next ball or something like that, which is just great to hear as a setter, just like knowing that she's confident with that. And just finding their hands, obviously. I think I'm getting a little bit better location-wise for that. So, yeah.
Zayna had 3 or 4 long distance off the net sets to the quick that were really good today.
And
those are hard sets.
As you've mentioned before, Natalie had some pretty good kills from the back row tonight. Has that been getting more comfortable for you as well as this season has gone on?
That's a great question.
Yeah, when I first came here, I never used like the back row attack as an offensive option. It's just like if the pass is back there, just set back row, but it's not like in system. So yeah, having to work on broad jumping and timing and connecting with Zayna it's definitely been a journey, but it's worked out.
How big is that for you, Zayna, to have that additional weapon on the right side in the back row?
It's great, especially having that D ball because it spreads the offense a little bit more, and then now he's been cranking them, so it's great.
And for you, Coach, later on in the match, you were trying to get the crowd into it as we got on, and the game kind of slowed down, so trying to get the momentum back in. How did it feel in getting this crowd into it, and this was one of those matches you were looking forward to, having as big of a crowd as any?
Yeah, 1,500 tonight is pretty good. It's great. We're happy with that. And, I just thought, I was thinking during the match, I actually told the team, timeout, I'm like, all right, just slowing them down, get back out there. And I go, I'm going to try to get the crowd into this. I think it was 21-all or something in the third. And I was, I think I've been a lot of places where the crowd knows what to do. If you're up 21-19 and you give up a couple points, places that are used to that, they're up on their feet with their team. And I felt like our crowd was ready to do that, but they needed someone to do it. And we haven't had we've doubled our attendance this year compared to last year and the last many years. And so we're getting more fans, but maybe it's been a while. I remember Brian used to do that. You don't have to do it at Nebraska. They're just always doing that. But Brian, I remember Brian used to do that. When he wanted him, he would go like that. So I was a little worried that they thought I'd be like calling him out or something. It was more of just like, hey, it's okay. Why don't you guys stand up? Let's cheer. And then we got the Let's Go Beach. And So it was really cool for them to back us like that. The girls loved it, and now everyone stayed for after the match so we could cheer them on. And just like Natalie's never hit back row, it's a journey. You know, all of us coming together is a journey. I've been saying that all year. You know, part of it is getting people here, which has been great, and also, you know, learning how we want to coexist out there. And so, you know, we want them standing up. So it was cool. It was really fun.
Thank you all.